It was between 7 and 8 o'clock on a March evening, and all over London the bars were being drawn back from pit and gallery doors. Bang, thud, and clank. Grim sounds to preface an evening's amusement. But no last trump could have so galvanised the weary attendants on Thespis and Terpsichore standing in patient column of 4 before the gates of promise. Here and there, of course, there was no column. At the Irving, 5 people spread themselves over the 2 steps and sacrificed in warmth what they gained in comfort. Greek tragedy was not popular. At the Playbox there was no one. The Playbox was exclusive and ignored the existence of pits. At the Arena, which had a 3 weeks ballet season, there were 10 persons for the gallery and a long queue for the pit. But at the Woffington, both human strings tailed away apparently into infinity. Long ago, a lordly official had come down the pit queue and, with a gesture of his outstretched arm that seemed to guillotine hope, had said, "All after here, standing room only," having thus, with a mere contraction of his deltoid muscle, separated the sheep from the goats. He retired in Olympian state to the front of the theatre, where beyond the glass doors there was warmth and shelter. But no one moved away from the long line. Those who were doomed to stand for 3 hours more seemed indifferent to their martyrdom. They laughed and chatted and passed each other sustaining bits of chocolate in torn silver paper. Standing room only, was it? Well, who would not stand and be pleased to in the last week of Didn't You Know? Nearly 2 years it had run now, London's own musical comedy, and this was its swan song. The stalls and the circle had been booked up weeks ago, and many foolish virgins not used to queues had swelled the waiting throng at the barred doors because bribery and corruption had proved unsuccessful at the box office. Every soul in London, it seemed, was trying to crowd into the Woffington to cheer the show just once again, to see if Golly Gollin had put a new gag into his triumph of foolery. Gollin, who had been rescued from a life on the road by a daring manager and had been given his chance and had taken it. To sun themselves yet once more in the loveliness and sparkle of Ray Markable, that comet that 2 years ago had blazed out of the void into the zenith and had dimmed the known and constant stars. Ray danced like a blown leaf, and her little aloof smile had killed the fashion for dentifrice advertisements in 6 months. Her indefinable charm, the critics called it, but her followers called it many extravagant things, and defined it to each other with hand-wavings and facial contortions when words proved inadequate to convey the whole of her fairy quality. Now she was going to America, like all the good things, and after the last 2 years, London without Ray Markable would be an unthinkable desert. Who would not stand forever just to see her once more?